Hi, this is Phil with Classic Car Blasting in Hampstead, New Hampshire again. This is our third video about the Bugatti Type 57, the third and final video. And what we have in the booth now are all the body panels. We've actually already blasted these panels both front, back, inside and out. And what you're seeing here is a clean version of all those panels. You'll see here the 4-piece hood. You can see the louvers, the brass fasteners, the brass hinge, all intact, and it gives you a good idea of what the crushed glass media at the right PSI using the right technique can do. It really gives you back great results. You can see there's a close-up there of those brass rivets. Nothing is damaged, everything is clean. And the hood itself is actually aluminum. So we're blasting thin aluminum panels, media blasting them with crushed glass at the right PSI with the right technique with no damage. That's why when people call and ask about sandblasting, I try to explain the differences between media blasting and sandblasting. The last of the louver, here's the rear trunk lid. These are this is steel, as are the fenders. You see the fender's been hit, there's been repairs done over the years. What you're also seeing here, that little bit of white, this customer had asked us to use our zinc phosphate spray, which we call Blast Shield. It's a zinc phosphate that goes on the metal after. It's actually a metal conversion of the metal. It's not material, if you will, that goes on. It is a metal conversion that prevents flash rusting of the metal panels for quite some time if they're stored indoors. So it's basically a stopgap between when the parts leave here, the metalwork that needs to be done, and the body shop getting them into some sort of a sealer or epoxy primer. It protects that metal during that time. There's nothing that needs to be taken off. There's nothing that needs to be sanded. Like I said before, it's simply a metal conversion of the metal, and you paint, prime, powder coat right over that. Here are the nearly 11-foot long fenders, front fenders, all media blasted. It's amazing the size, as you can see from the factory. If I get real close, back in the early 30s, of course, they didn't have the technology that we have today for bending and stamping metal. So what you're seeing is an original factory seam. These were actually welded together in multiple pieces. What's amazing to me on these fenders is usually when we see fenders of this size, let's say from the late 30s, early 40s, let's say like a Lincoln Zephyr or a Cadillac, we'll usually find a lot of original lead, which we don't bother either. From a media blasting perspective, but we usually find quite a bit of lead in a fender like this. It's amazing that these are all hand pounded, and as you can see, there is no lead in them whatsoever. So the craftsmanship that we're seeing here is just unbelievable. We'll go over to the doors. Of course, the trademark of the Bugatti is that stamping. Well, it's not a stamping, it's actually handmade design on the side door. By today's standards, these are of course very crude. You can see how the mechanisms are made for the windows. Wooden door frames, of course. All media blasted and all clean. When this came to us, there was a black coating all over the inside. And again, we cleaned all the wood. And this customer had us expose and clean all the wood, but where there are any areas of any type of filler, wood filler, he just wanted us to expose that and not get that out and just leave it, and they'll decide whether they're going to replace the piece of wood or do a repair. Again, showing you how gentle we are on things. There's a stamping in the wood, original stamping, and they're all over this car. Just amazing. And then the body tub itself, the floor pan, is all aluminum. You're seeing some residue and some pieces here that didn't come off from the blast process. And the few things that we don't get off include heavy glue, which is what you're seeing here. Obviously seam sealer wasn't used in this era, but seam sealer can be very rubbery and sometimes does not come off. And then another thing that we don't take off is the butyl that can be behind a windshield or a rear window, the black rubbery stuff. Basically anything very pliable the media doesn't like. But as you can see, we clean 98, 99%, if not more, of all the parts and panels. That's it for the Bugatti. I want to mention that we have a ton of information on our website. We try to be very educational about the media blasting process because there are quite a few myths. So please check us out at classiccarblasting.com. Along with the information on the website, you'll see about 600 pictures of all the work that we've done from each year that we've been in business. So we've got over 1,800 pictures up on our website for you to check out. And of course, you can always call us with questions. You can reach us on 603-489-2442. Once again, 603-489-2442. And thank you again for watching our Bugatti video.